Hi everyone, welcome to the class. Good evening everyone. Hi, good evening. Hi Samit. Hi Sarah. Hi everyone. Hope you're all doing good. Hi Krishi. Hi Aki. I'm good, thank you. So I guess everyone can see me clearly and hear me clearly. If there's any problem regarding any technical issues, thank you. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Just let me know if there are any technical issues. If you cannot hear me, if you cannot see me clearly, so that we will sort it out. Also, what you can do is you can raise hand so that I'll come to know if there's any problem. Okay? So, how have you people been doing? How are your classes going? Enjoying? Not? Hi, Nira. Good evening. Welcome to the class. Nice. Enjoying? Nice. So, did you people read the last chapter? How's the essays and all going? I guess some people had essays. So, no problems from the last chapter. We had a doubt session, I guess, and we had a lot of questions covered and all, right? Anything else you will want to discuss from the last chapter? No doubts? That's cool. That's great. Okay. Oh, that's great. Chalka got A1 biology. I'm happy. Anyone is absent, it's fine. If you want to go through some lectures, past lectures, you people will always go and view the recordings, right? Plus, you can always have a look at the study material, the test, and all. How others have been doing, like in the test, in the class. Is it helping you people? That's good. Nice. So, shall we start with the class? Right? This is, as we know, the second chapter, Nutrition in Animals. Today we will be covering feeding habits and digestion in different animals. Oh, that's great. Siva also got A1 in Nutrition in Plants. Nice. Is your name Siva or Shiva? Like, I can read Siva. Right? Siva. Okay, cool. So, have you people read this chapter already? Got your marks, but not great. It's fine. I'm sure you people have been scoring very nice, very good, and that's great. I'm happy to hear that. So, what do you know about nutrition in animals? The present lesson, nice. So, what have we just covered? What do you know about nutrition in animals? Topics. And I guess everybody can see me clearly, right? And see whatever I'm writing as well. This is nutrition in animals. How animals take their food, how it gets digested. Nice. What do you mean by the term nutrition? For the 5 steps, nice. So, just tell me, what do you mean by the term nutrition? Food, yes. I want others to answer as well. There's a lot of people. Okay. Sarika scored very well. So, Anurag, Akhil, Amit, somebody answer. Nice. Food contains proteins, carbohydrates, fats, etc. Nutrition is mode of taking food and utilization of the body. Sarah, very nice answer. Very correct. So it is the mode or it is the process of taking in food and utilizing it for energy or for body and its utilization of its food. Correct. So it is a process by which organisms intake the food and do proper utilization of it. And the food, why we are calling it nutrition? Because the food contains some nutrients, right? Food is composed of nutrients which actually help in gaining energy. What is the purpose of food? What will food do? What will food do? What is the function of food? Food will help, it will give us energy, right? It will give us energy. It will help us carrying out all the metabolic functions in our body. For example, even digestion needs energy, even respiration needs energy. Okay, my voice is breaking to Charita. Is somebody else also facing the same problem? Like, am I clearly audible to you people, or are you also facing some problem with the voice? Sorry. Yes, we're done with the nutrition definition. That's quite good. Elaborate one. Sounds like Googled. You people Google a lot and copy paste it. So nutrition is a science that interprets the interaction of nutrients and other substances in food, phytonutrients, anthocyanins, tannins, etc. in relation to maintenance, growth, reproduction, health, and disease of an organism. So voice is fine to, yeah, 5 steps. Right and left, we'll go to them as well. Right? So is it correct? The 5 steps you have mentioned, I guess I cannot see them, the ones you have mentioned in the chat box. Just see, try them again. That's great, Charita. That's okay now. Sometimes the bandwidth problems, it's a problem with the internet connection. I suggest you minimize the number of windows you open while the lecture, okay, while the video is going on, because then it buffers a bit faster, right? And then you'll get less problems and technicalities. So avoid using much devices on the same internet connection and opening much of the windows at the same moment. Okay? So then you will obviously have a better connection and better buffering things. Okay, yeah. So what will food do? It will give us energy, and it will give us energy to carry out metabolic functions in our body, every function in our body that is taking place. It will also help us protect us from the diseases, right? So basically food is important in maintaining the overall health of an organism, right? And the nutrition will be involved of certain steps, right? As Anurag has mentioned, nutrition in most of the organisms will be composed of steps. What are those steps? Correct. We start with ingestion. So obviously, because there's a sequence of steps, it will start with ingestion, then digestion, then absorption, assimilation, and excretion. Absorption, I'll show you. Specifically, when we talk about humans, we can see it very clearly, right? So we start with ingestion, then digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Ingestion means, what will ingestion means? Ingestion will mean the taking in of food, right? So in simple terms, it will mean taking in of food. Oh, that's right. Samit has finished this lesson yesterday. So it will be a quick revision for you, right, Samit? And for the others who have not read it, it will be a first time chapter. So it's an easy chapter. And I guess it's an interesting chapter. It's not that difficult. Sarah, as pointed out by you correctly, yeah, it is taking in the food by the buccal cavity. Nice. You finished the last one. That's great. Digestion is the breaking of the complex substances in the food to simpler substances so that the body can further use these substances. So the complex substances will will digest or break down into simpler substances. Right? Absorption will be absorption or basically taking in of these simpler substances by the body in order to utilize them further for further taking nutrition or absorbing the nutrition from these simpler substances. Okay. So again, a lot of people have finished this chapter, but we can have a quick recap, right? What is assimilation? Assimilation, what do we mean by assimilation? It means actual utilization, right? Actual utilization of these nutrients that were absorbed in the body, right? And egestion Egestion is you're removing out whatever unused matter or defecating or the all unused matter, excreting it, the unused waste material, right? So these are the 5 steps in nutrition: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. That's quite good. Everybody is answering and looking that. So nice, you people have already done it. The third one, okay. See, the third one says absorption. So it is taking up of these nutrients, the substances, the complex substances which are broken down into the simpler substances in absorption. They are taken up by the body. Okay. So when we read nutrition in humans, we will read each step clearly. So each step is very clear in nutrition in humans. Yeah. So absorption will start in small intestine in human cells. Okay, so absorption basically will happen in small intestine. It will start in small intestine, not in stomach. Okay, so let's move on further. Now, nutrition, if you remember, okay, the digestion, yeah, digestion will start in the stomach. Correct. So, what are the nutrients? What are the basic nutrients we have? Can somebody just remind me, help me reminding them? What are the basic nutrients? Carbohydrates, correct. Proteins, people are answering proteins, right? Fats. Phosphorus and all will come in what? Vitamins. Phosphorus will come in minerals, right? Okay. So I guess you people have already read it in class 6 and remember whatever the function of these nutrients are. So food is actually composed of these nutrients which are in turn providing us energy to carry out diseases and protecting us from diseases. Right? So water is not a nutrition, but it is very essential because it helps. It is the medium of a lot of biochemical reactions. We need water to keep our body hydrated, to move these. So the movement of these nutrients is also dependent upon water, the water we intake. Plus it will keep our body cool. So it will maintain the temperature of our body, the balance of ions and salts, everything in our body. Because the body is also composed a lot of liquid, a lot of water. Now the basic medium of reactions happening in body is water. Plus to regulate the circulatory system, to regulate this digestion system and everything, we need water. Right? Because if our body gets dehydrated, we get ill. Right? As easy as that. So, feeding habits and digestion in different animals. We just covered a bit, a bit starting a layout of what nutrition is, right? Nutrition in animals. Today we'll be discussing the feeding habits and digestion in different animals. So, how animals, what are their feeding habits? How are they digesting the food? Right? So animal nutrition will be further divided into 3 basic steps: the nutrition requirement, which assesses the mode of intake of food and the utilization of food in the body. So nutrient requirement, what is the type of food on which the animal is feeding? Because it will feed on the basis of its requirement, right? What is the requirement of the animal? Mode of intake of food, how the food is being taken in by the animal, the mode of intake, they can vary. Utilization of food in the body, then how is that food being utilized in the body of the animal? So, as we just recalled, the nutrients in the foods can be carbs, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals, right? We just answered them. So, carbohydrates and fats, what kind of foods are they? What kind of foods are carbohydrates and fats? Correct, Shiva. Correct, Sarah. Correct. Nice. They are energy-giving foods. So, we have these two as energy-giving. What are proteins? What category of foods will they? Correct, like glucose. Proteins are bodybuilding foods. What are vitamins and minerals? What are vitamins and minerals? What category do they fall in? Right. Vitamins and minerals, what category will they fall in? They will be protective foods, right? They will be protective foods. Proteins, yes, they are made up of nitrogen. Yeah, so this was answer. They are protective foods. I can see blood types there. Why have people typed blood? With bodybuilding foods, or you are answering bodybuilding foods with your people have put in blood. Okay. Is it clear? It is just a small recall. So, the fats and carbohydrates are energy-giving foods. The proteins are bodybuilding foods, helping building the body, muscles, minerals and vitamins. They're serving a lot of important functions in the body, protecting the body from diseases, any deficiency diseases, and so they are protective foods. The main energy we get from carbs and fats, right? Okay. So, what is the need for food? As we just discussed, we need it for the different activities, energy. We do it for growth and development of the body in order to grow. As we hear that children should eat properly, a balanced diet, taking all the nutrients. Why? Because they're growing. So for the growth and development of body, we need food. We need food to have energy, to gain energy for different activities, to protect the body from diseases, right? And to repair the injured parts of the body. With injury, the body needs to be fit so as to repair what? So that it will repair quickly, it will heal quickly. If you are unfit, if you're not healthy, it will take time, it will be delayed, right? Good. So, this was just what you were recalling. Then I guess you must have read about this as well. Heterotrophic nutrition in animals. Now, animals can be consumers or decomposers, right? Last year we read it. So, consumers can be divided into three types based upon the type of food they're taking in: herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. So, tell me, what are herbivores? What will herbivores feed on? Yes, plant materials. Correct. So, herbivores will be eating on, will be feeding on or will be eating plant materials. Correct. Carnivores will be feeding on animal products only, animal materials only. And omnivores are which feed on both plants and animals. Nice. That's nice. We can remember human there. So, if we read on the basis of their eating habits, the animals can be herbivores feeding on plants only, carnivores feeding on animals only, or omnivores feeding on both plants and animals, right? Further, we have decomposers, or the decomposers will be the ones which are helping in removing, which are feeding on actually dead organisms and then helping in the ecological cycle, helping the nutrients to get back to the ecosystem, right? So the scavengers are the one which will feed on dead organisms, be it dead plants, be it dead animals. So here we've seen, you can see hyena and vultures. They are specifically scavengers which will feed on dead organisms, right? So if some animal dies in forest, as you can see here somewhere, it is already dead. They're not hunting, it is already dead. The scavengers will go and eat it. Yeah, this is hyena. Right? It's a wolf-like animal. It's a typical carnivore, it's a typical scavenger. It's a wolf-like animal, and it's got spots like also like tigers and stuff also. And second is vulture. Right, correct. So they include vultures and hyenas. I guess you know what scavengers are. They're feeding on the dead plants and animals and helping the environment. How? Because these dead plants and animals will also contain some nutrients, and that is what they're feeding on, gaining nutrition from that. The nutrition in that dead organisms is not wasted. They're bringing it back to the cycle, to the ecosystem, and also they are helping a lot of very important processes. They're helping in cleaning the environment, right? If the dead organism keeps on lying there, it will take very long. It will take very long time to get decomposed and all. So it is helping a lot. A very important part is cleaning the environment, right? So they take the major chunks of that organism, eat that animal or so, and then leave the other parts for the decomposers. The decomposers, their job is also easier, right? So decomposers are usually, we can say, saprophytic organisms will also feed on dead and decaying organic matter. So we see mushrooms here or fungi, right? A lot of fungi will feed on dead organic matter. Plus, see bacteria here. This is bacteria. So a lot of microorganisms, example bacteria, will feed on the leftovers. After the scavengers have eaten the major portion, they will feed on the leftover and clean it completely, gain nutrition from them. Right? For example, mushrooms, they are saprotroph, feeding on dead and decay organic matter, and then they are again used as a food material. Right? So this is how the decomposers are also working. So if scavengers are not there, the decomposers, their process or their job becomes longer. Right? Right? Is it clear? So for example, you take a plate of food, you put a lot of food in it, and then you eat the major chunks and you pass it to your mouth. So what job you are doing is of the scavenger, right? You are taking the major chunks, having what you want, and you're taking it, you're giving the leftover part to your mom. Just clean it completely so that we don't waste the food, right? It happens. Everybody has done it once in a while, right? So then what she is doing is again she's eating the leftover basically so that you're not wasting it. Again, water is helping in cleaning, right? This is how scavengers and decomposers are also working. You can relate it to that or not? Can you people? Okay. So then you are doing the job of the scavenger and your mom or anybody who have the leftovers is doing the job of the decomposer. Right? You're bringing nutrition, you're taking nutrition as well, you're serving your food as well, and you're not wasting stuff. Okay. What is the difference between scavengers and decomposers? Not now? Yeah, I also don't do it now. I used to do it earlier, way back. And I didn't know how much shall I have. So, the scavengers will feed on dead organisms, right? And decomposers will feed on dead and decaying matter. Yeah, they eat over the leftovers of the scavengers, right? So scavengers will do, they're the first, you can say, the one who are cleaning it, helping majorly in cleaning the environment. Okay, and decomposers are also helping in cleaning the environment. However, they're mainly decomposing it, so bringing it back to the soil or that. So cleaning the environment, both of them are doing it. The scavengers are but majorly doing the major chunk of cleaning the environment. Decomposers are decomposing that material. And other points, so one point you can write that they feed on dead organisms, and decomposers will be feeding, they'll be decomposing, they'll be decomposing the dead and decaying organic matter. Yeah. And the examples can be another point. The examples of scavengers are, what are the examples of scavengers? Vulture, right? Hyena, right? Cool. Nice. You people have nice memory. And decomposers, what would be the example of decomposers? Mushrooms, or you basically write fungi for the broad term and bacteria, right? And you can write etc. 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 is my favorite word for examples. Write 2-3 examples, write etc. Right? So that we don't know, but there are other examples as well. I heard it somewhere. What does the word etc. means? Can anybody tell me? So I've got a raised hand. Anurag, is there any technical issue you have been facing? It is not clear. Okay. Is this table not clear? See, actually, this is a change. See, basically what I have written is the same thing from the board. That what is the function? What is the difference between scavengers and decomposers? Okay, you cannot hear. Now just try logging out and logging in. Okay, which shall serve, like which shall sort out your problem, or just check your speakers or something like that, because I think everybody else can hear me clearly, right? Try logging out and logging in once again. Yeah, does anybody already answered? I've written it so that if you could not hear me. So etc. where it means that it is the end of my memory. So I put etc. So it is the end of what my memory capacity was. So I put example and write etc. They all exist, but I don't know. This was the answer for etc. Right? So put right. Remember 2-3 examples. Write etc. Works always. Algae is not. Algae are photosynthetic. They manufacture their own food. So algae are autotrophs. Okay? So algae are not decomposers really. They are autotrophs. They are actually responsible for the most of the photosynthesis occurring globally. Not the green plants with algae. The green algae which are helping in autotrophic nutrition of photosynthesis, carrying a lot of photosynthesis. So algae are autotrophic. Okay. Moving further, amoeba are heterotrophs. Yes, amoeba will feed on other minute particles they can find around them, whatever. And Anurag, is it working now? I guess you can hear me early, I hope. So, the mode of intake of food, what are the feeding habits? Like we eat a solid food and then digest it, right? So what are we doing? We are taking a food, chewing it, we chew, we bite, and then we take food. So different organisms or different animals. Anurag, what point do you want me to repeat? So we'll cover amoeba as well, so we'll just come to amoeba. I'm sorry. What point do you want me to repeat? Feeding habits, yeah. Feeding habits, see, we just covered scavengers and decomposers, right? Now, feeding habits refer to how, like mode of intake of food, how a person is, how an animal is taking in food, the mode of intake of food. Yeah, saliva is released from salivary glands. We have got tests of salivary glands in us humans. And otherwise, you can just say that saliva is secreted from salivary glands in our mouth, which further helps in some chewing or just forming and helping in simple digestion of carbohydrates in our food. Okay. So we'll be discussing this nutrition in humans or digestion in humans in the next class most probably, right? Okay. So feeding habits of different animals, like what we do is we chew food, we bite food, we chew food. I guess you will know the difference between bite and chew. If I take a whole apple and I take a bite, I'm biting it, right? So I'm taking a bite. Chew, I take a piece of food and then I chew it. So that is chewing. Scrapping is basically You see, like removing a substance from its base. So scrapping, we scrap food. So the ants, we not like ants will scrap food from the substance, from the base. So we often see there's something sweet lying somewhere in the food, forget it, and then there'll be ants coming around there, and they will take a piece of food and then carry it, right? Usually see it. Correct, Sami? Biting is a job of incisors, chewing is the process, like job of premolars and molars. And also we get tearing and all, that is canines are helping in that. I'm not eating anything of these. I didn't get you on that. So we'll go to the R types of teeth further. However, we're discussing how animals are doing it. So animals will scrap, right? Like ants and snails, they will scrap the food. Chewing, the cow, the tiger, they will chew food. They will take in food and then they will chew food, right? So cows, or what we call cattle, the cattle. So like what is scrap is like, how do I tell you? What do you mean? Okay, scrap. The scrapping is removing something from its substance. Like doing like this, basically, scrapping something, removing something from its face, from its like where it is lying. Basically, yeah, scratching is another word you can say. Scrapping is something similar to that. Not rubbing, but taking it out using your whatever you have for that. So that is scrapping. Okay, basically scratching. Rubbing will be a bit confusing for that. Have you got it now? Scrapping the substance. So chewing, you see in cattle, they chew the food, and cattle also have another, characteristic feature that they will take in food, they will not chew it completely, and then they will store it into a part of their stomach. Further, they will bring that back and then chew it properly and then digest it. Right. They will store it in the rumen, and there we call them ruminants. Right. So we call them ruminant animals. Right. So this is how they're chewing. We'll read about it more in detail further ahead. Capturing and swallowing. Amoeba, like animals like amoeba, what will they do? And frog. Have you people seen frog? Have you people seen frogs? Nice. Like that they're not really jumping and making sounds. Yeah, again the process of urination as mentioned. So what will the frog do? The frog will throw its tongue outside, right? And then capture the food. Oh my god, wow, that's sad. I'm not here. I guess but I just look at the speakers or something. Look at the internet band. There might be some problem with the connection. Because I have been speaking very loudly in order to ensure that everybody hears me clearly. Try logging out and logging in once again. Yeah, that's it. So what will frog do is, frog will throw out its tongue, capture the food it wants to, and then swallow it. Amoeba, similarly, let's do amoeba here. So done with this. Let's move this. Yeah, the amoeba was ill engulfed with food. So that's basically capturing also we are saying. It did, still not okay. Is everybody else facing the same problem, like with the voice? Because I guess not much people are facing the same problem. It usually works, Rasi. It usually works for a lot of people. I doubt if it's not working for you. Just check audio settings at your end. Because that is what I can do the most. Working fine at my end. It's showing caution. So I guess the problem is at your end. Okay. Thank you, Keith. I guess it's because of the practice. You people will also, I guess you people already type very fast and you will also get habitual to it. So let us go to Amoeba. And then I'd suggest you one more thing. If there's a lot of problems which you cannot sort it right now, you attend the class and then if anything you're missing it out, go through the recording later on, right? So if you've missed something out, you will come to know. Just carry on with the class for now because the most I can do is tell you log out and log in, check settings at your end because it's absolutely fine at my end. Okay? So let us discuss how Amoeba will take in food. This is my little amoeba, cream colored amoeba. Okay, these projections on amoeba is irregularly shaped, right? So these projections are what we call pseudopodia, right? Pseudo means false and podia means feet. Okay, why do we call them false feet or fake legs? Yeah. Because they're not permanently, like this pseudopodia will not remain as a pseudopodia in the amoeba. It can again change its shape and the pseudopodia can appear from here, it can move, and this is how the amoeba is moving. My green amoeba is moving. Further, it will basically have a nucleus, like majority of cells have. It will have a vacuole, right? Okay. What shall I repeat exactly? This is an amoeba. This is an amoeba. Okay. Food vacuole, we're coming back to food vacuole. This is a simple vacuole, right? Like we have read in cell. If you're ready, this is a simple vacuole. These are eyes of amoeba which don't exist actually. Okay. This is a happy amoeba. We're coming to that. Now, what will pseudopodia do? There is this food particle here. Okay. Amoeba has found food and it becomes happy, right? It found food. So the pseudopodia, actually amoeba doesn't have eyes, okay? So this is just for a cartoonification of that. The pseudopodia will sense that there is a food around me. Okay, the pseudopodia will say, yay, we've got food, let's move. Let's just go and capture it. You know, like police does to the criminals. It will go and see, yes, we found the criminal, let's go and surround it. So, what will our pseudopodia do? It will come around it. It will go here, like the amoeba will move. Amoeba, see, pseudopodia will sense. Okay, it will sense that a food particle is there. It is not seeing it actually, it is sensing. Yeah, there's food there. Okay. So the pseudopodia will come around this food particle here, right? So this will hold. Okay, Anurag, pseudopodia are false feet of amoeba. So amoeba can actually change the shape of its while moving. They're not permanent. That is, we call them pseudo. Pseudo word itself means false, and podia means feet, right? So pseudopodia means false feet because it's not permanent feet. Amoeba can again shape, and again it might the same amoeba might look like this also. Okay, so the amoeba can change its shape. That is why, and these finger-like projections, if we see, we call them pseudopodia. False means not permanent, not true, not properly the feet. Like we have feet, they have feet. They will remain feet, right? False feet means they are acting like feet. Okay, they're acting like limbs or hands or feet, finger-like projections of amoeba, but they're not actually the feet of amoeba. They're actually just the cell's outer covering or the cell which is folding in such a way, they're folding in such a way that it can form these feet-like structure. Okay, is it clear now? Feel free to ask again if you don't get it, right? Now coming back to my green little amoeba. And what is happening to this? Now, it senses the food particle there. The pseudopodia will move and surround around it. Okay. It will surround the food particle. Yes, it is a unicellular organism composed of only single cell. Yeah, the food is other microorganisms can feed on, other food particles it can find. Okay, so you let me complete it once and then I'll repeat it again. Okay. I'm coming to that, wait for me, I'm also coming there. Okay. So the food particle suppose is here. It's the pseudopodia will surround it. This is my amoeba, which is now black. Because the pen of my color has gone black. Right? And this will further close this door. And this thing will become the food vacuole. Okay? This will be food vacuole. No need to be sorry, it's fine. It's just that let me complete the process and then I will tell you. So, this is the amoeba now, and this is the food vacuole which is formed. This is the nucleus. The food vacuole is containing the food, right? This is the food vacuole. Now these food vacuoles will come along with other cell organelles or will further help and release digestive juices or enzymes in this vacuole itself. Yeah, it separates and joins the body. That is why it is a pseudopodia. Just a cellular movement happening, just cytoplasmic movement happening that is making the feed, dissolving them, helping in making vacuole and so on. Right, isn't it? So here the food vacuole, inside the food vacuole there will be release of digestive juices. This food will be broken down with the help of digestive juices. Isn't it? It's actually a unicellular organism, right? Because it's a unicellular organism, what it has got is basically a cell outer covering. Okay, cell wall is got a cytoplasm. Then the cytoplasm further divided into endoplasm and ectoplasm. The main inside cytoplasm will contain, that's the endoplasm will contain further cell organelles. These cell organelles are actually helping in the various functions. Okay, so instead, like we have organs, unicellular organisms have organelles. The cell has organelles which are serving different functions. So here, for example, it will come along with lysosome. It will be lysosome that will come in the food vacuole and secrete these digestive juices. Okay, so pseudopodia is acting like forming a cup-like structure, like a mouth hair. It is also helping in movement. So instead of organs like we have, they have organelles. And we will read more about specific organelles for the classes. If you want to ask about a specific organelle for now, you can ask. Okay. So the food is digested here and will be absorbed by the cytoplasm or by the amoeba. Okay. So there is absorption of food happening. Then there will be some waste. Okay. The shape is quite bad and distorted now. Now the waste material is left. The food is absorbed by the amoeba, the nutrients, and the waste is left. So this vacuole will be moved towards the end here, towards the end, one end of the amoeba wall. And then, okay, the amoeba shape has been deteriorating day by day in my diagram. It will come near the outer wall of the amoeba. It will again, then this will be excreted out. Yeah, egestion happens. Right? So it happens. So, okay. So Food vacuole is actually food with the vacuole which is formed by the pseudopodia. Here, first the amoeba, it will go around the food particle. It senses there is a food particle near it. The pseudopodia will form cup-like shape, like structure. They're like, oh, see, there's a food particle. Let's go and cover it, attack it. Let's cover it, attacks it, like cover it, and then it's trapped. The food particle is trapped now. Further, when the food particle is trapped, it is attacked. It is attacked, so it dies. The food particle is actually digested. So, good nutrients are taken up by the amoeba. The waste particles are left in the vacuole. Further, this vacuole is moved to one end of the cell and thrown out. There is not such actual color of amoeba. So there's not such actual color of amoeba. It's just that we represent a different color. So they're not actual color of amoeba. Okay. Is it fine? Is the nutrition amoeba fine? We've read how amoeba eats food. And how do we eat food? Okay, that's a very good. So this is how the amoeba is capturing and swallowing food, engulfing the food. Frog, a little light in color. Yeah, that's what I think. It's more specific color. It's very, you can say, like no color actually. Okay, so there will be no color, not colored actually, not such as bright color or something like that. Yeah, grayish, or you can say very no color, like you don't want no color actually, colorless. Yeah. Okay, so that is what the thing is with amoeba. This is amoeba. This is how frog will have food. It will throw its tongue, take the food, and further suck it, swallow it, digest it. Now sucking, leech. This is leech. What will leech do? No, the frog is not transparent. How is frog? How can frog be transparent? Frog is maybe greenish, brownish in color. The leech will attach to the particle or to the substance where it wants to take food from and start sucking blood from it. Okay, so leech will have specific suckers and it will suck blood from it. Butterfly, they will also suck nectar from the, where? They will, butterfly suck blood from, yeah, leech. Yes, have people read Twilight or have watched Twilight movie? So with vampires and stuff. So what they call vampires, so they're like the blood sucking leeches. They call that. So yeah, it's actually new to hear, but the leech will suck blood. Even mosquitoes, don't they suck blood? They do suck blood as well. How long is the tongue of frog? See, I actually don't remember the exact size of the tongue of frog, but it is quite long and it is folded in its mouth. Okay, so it's, you can say, almost as long as the size of the frog. Like, she loves vampires, nice. Dracula, yeah. So then often you can see, you read where it's written blood sucking leeches and so on. Right? So butterfly, what will they, as Anurag mentioned, right? They will suck nectar from the flowers. Right? Okay, let us move further. Starfish, what will starfish do? Starfish is, where do you find starfish? Have you people seen starfish? Beautiful fishes, beautiful organisms. Nice. It looks something like what we've tried to show in this picture. If you go in some aquarium kind of thing, you can actually go and touch starfishes there. Or if you go to a biology lab, you can ask the biology teachers in school. They might be having specimens, so they can show you them as well. So there might be a preserved specimen of starfish. How people see specimens actually in the biology lab? Like jellyfishes. Oh, nice fish, you've touched the life. Yeah. Have you people seen like these specimens in the lab? What all specimens did you observe? Those who have seen it, not necessary. Yeah, you touch it live. Live. So you see, what organisms, what animals did you people see there? They're preserved if you see. Or you're not allowed to go to the lab. It's fine. We'll be soon going. Yeah, it hardly moves the time. So you can see them in the lab if you someday in the further classes, further further when you go into higher classes, you will be going. Yeah, again, you can see it easily on the beaches. Sometimes you can find starfishes and all on the beaches, the jellyfish on the beach as well. You said it. Nice, it's nice. Sounds like an amazing experience. Does it stick to your body? Not exactly, it doesn't stick. So let us talk about how starfish will eat its food. Starfish will feed on animals with hard shells. Okay. The hard shells, what are these shells made up of? What are these shells of starfish made up of? They're more made up of calcium carbonate. Okay. Calcium carbonate is a hard structure. So which makes these shells of these animals hard. So what will starfish do? Starfish has a unique mechanism. It will pop out its stomach instead of tongue like frog. The starfish will pop out its stomach from somewhere, and the stomach pops out of its mouth, and partial digestion of prey occurs. So the digestion, the prey will be taken in the stomach. The partial digestion will happen in the stomach, and then the stomach will go back into the starfish. The stomach goes back into the body, and the food is completely digested there. Okay. Is it fine? What is starfish doing? It is feeding on animals with hard shells. It will be again found in the water. The stomach will pop out of the starfish. The prey will be digested partially there and then move back to the starfish. Okay? Very simple. Yeah, the stomach comes out of its mouth. How, like, how? Yeah, starfish doesn't have a brain. Nice explanation. So it will eat the hard, yeah, it will eat the soft animals under the hard cells and all. So the stomach, this is how, this is a different mechanism. So here the stomach is coming out of the mouth of the starfish, and then it is partially digesting it there, and then taking back stomach. As simple as that. Stomach is coming from the mouth. That is why it is starfish, no? Not any other animal. Let us, okay. We've discussed dinner of starfish a lot, right? Can you tell about the feeding habits of these animals? What are the feeding habits of these animals? Yeah, the scavenger. And what is a cat? Okay, right. The cat is a carnivore. So I want to mention that to you. The cat is a strict carnivore. So it will feed on animal products only. We see the cat drinks milk and all. The cat will only feed on insects or something like that, or the meat on animals. It cannot go without the animal products. So cat is a carnivore, okay? Not an omnivore. Yeah, I too thought it some way that it is an omnivore, but it is a carnivore. And this is scavengers. Now, what are the feeding habits? How are they eating it actually? Scavengers, this is actually tearing and swallowing, right? You can see what it is tearing and swallowing. Okay. Yeah. And cat is chewing, right? Correct. Nice, Sarita. Nice, Shagupta. Nice. Okay. Another just said that here we can see a scavenger. We're just talking about the feeding habits. And the cat is a strict carnivore. So the cat is not actually omnivore. It is the carnivore because it cannot do without the animal products or meat. So if we see the feeding habits will be tearing, swallowing hair and chewing hair. kitten, yeah. Isn't it cute? Cute kitten. Okay. Each as easy. Now, utilization of food, the utilization of food or the nutrients as we just talked about, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, they are complex substances. Okay. Okay, I don't know why Samit has mentioned that. I guess did I miss something you were talking about? Yeah, so milk is also an animal product, right? Right, not Kushi? Milk is also an animal product, isn't it? Is milk a plant product? Yeah. So, tell me more. Utilization of food I was talking about. So some food nutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, and fat, they're complex substances. They're complex chains of substances attached to one another. For digestion to just take in that nutrients from that, we need to break down them into simpler substances. That is digestion. So this is how diagrammatic representation of how digestion is happening. The complex substances are breaking down into many simpler substances, right? They're utilized by the body when they're broken down to smaller substances through the process of digestion. Okay, so once the food has been taken in by the animal, we see what is the priority of food first. Will it feed on plant? Will it feed on animal? Or will it feed on both? Then how will it eat it? Will it suck it? Will it, tear it? Will it chew it? What will the animal do? Then further will be utilization of food. So how will the utilization of food happen? It will happen with the process of digestion. Yes, I feel the simplest form of proteins will be amino acids. The proteins will be broken down into the form of amino acids, which will be absorbed by the, okay, is it fine? So the carbohydrates will be broken down into glucose. The fats will be broken down into fatty acids. The proteins will be broken down into amino acids and they will be further absorbed by our body. Because after digestion, the next process is absorption, right? So after digestion, the next process is absorption. So these digestive products will be absorbed by our body. When they're absorbed, simply absorption is taking place. When these products are utilized by our body, we call it assimilation. Okay? And when we are collecting just the waste material which is left out, we call it digestion. Correct? Is it like fine with you people? Okay. So any doubts from this lecture now? Anything you people have missed out? Anything you didn't understand? Anything you want to ask? Or repeat? Second last part. Okay. So Anurag missed out on what part? You have to just mention the part. Please mention the topic. You just mention the specific topic. Like we discussed, animal nutrition composes 3 steps, you can say. Nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food, and utilization of food. Before this one, okay, let's start the end. Do you want me to repeat this Anurag? Utilization of food? Yes. Okay. So see, Anurag, how will the food be utilized? The food is taken it in the animal. As we discussed, the animal, its food nutrition will depend. There are 3 steps major on what food does the animal wants to feed. What, like, let's take an example. What do you feel like eating today for the dinner? What does Anurag want to have for the dinner? Anurag, what do you want to have? Like, I'm just asking you, what do you want to have for the dinner today? Chapati. Okay. Chapati and some good vegetable rice. So, first you have chosen your food, right? The food one you choose is, okay, chapati and fish curry. Nice, sounds nice. So, chapati and fish curry is a nutrient requirement of chosen according to you. I feel sounds like dieting. Want to going to have fruits. Then the mode of intake of food. Okay, let's just discuss this first. The mode of intake of food, you will be having it, like you'll be biting it, you'll be chewing it, right? What happens to this food? So in order to utilize the nutrients from this food, you need to digest it. So that is what you mean by utilization of food. To digest the food, the complex substances which you will take in or which you have taken in the form of food will be broken down into simpler substances by the process of digestion. That is how further the food will be digested and then utilized by our body to carry out further functions in our body. If we use energy, it will give us protection from diseases, helping growth and development, and repairing from wear and tear, like repairing from injuries and stuff. Right? So they're utilized by body and they break them down into smaller substances through the process of digestion. Is it clear? Is it clear? So Akhil is going to have fruits and Anurag is going to have fish curry today. What are others planning to have? I want a technology when you people can transfer me also some food. That will be great. No? Won't that be great? You people transfer food to me as well. Oh, nice. Nice plans, Sudhita. Park in California. Sounds posh. Okay. So moving back to the class, I guess what am I going to have? I don't know. No idea. So she's mom in office. I'm also in office. So no idea. I'll go and check. So is it fine? Have you people understood whatever basic things we were just saying? Right? Is there anything you would like to ask or repeat? Further in the next class, we will be discussing living animals. It's great that you have read this chapter, like bit of it you already know. So I hope you'll get some questions in the next class. So whenever the next class happens, I will ask the questions from the previous class first and then continue with the next class. So just remember, just having a good read through the chapter, the lecture or the topic so that you are in touch and you can have some questions in the next class. Okay? So I'll see you again in the next class. See ya. Good night. Bye. Take care. Thank you. Good evening. Day's gone, but I have better. Thank you. Thank you all. Lovely people to have a class with. I think